Predator vs. Wolverine issue 1 finds a severely injured Wolverine running through the Canadian wilderness, knowing that this time he is the one being hunted. Suddenly, Logan is shot at by a plasma caster, which sends shrapnel from the broken trees into his skin. He continues moving through the forest but is slowed by the various wounds he has. He finds himself cornered on a cliff above a river as the invisible threat comes for him, uncloaking and unsheathing its wrist blades. Predator, however, finds the cliff face empty as Logan hides beneath it, staying silent as the Predator scans the area. Logan knows that the being wants them to face each other to recognize each other as Predator and prey while it rips his spine out. Decades before, in 1900s Alaska, the young Logan claws his way out of an icy lake with a bunch of dead beavers, skinning them and turning them into clothes for himself. He knows that he could sell the skins for what passes as money in these parts, but he doesn't have much need for that and he preferred to stay in the woods and do his work. The next day, he packs up his camp and heads through the forest, finding nothing in the forest concerns him, but people do, which is why he uses a grizzly bear's cave as his own personal safe, storing his things there while the bear sleeps away the winter. He knows that people always want more or something, be it money, sex, power, or land, and they will kill to get it. Elsewhere in the wilderness, a young Predator ship crash lands and the being escapes the ship as it explodes, following a signal to the body of a long dead Predator. He takes the dead Predator's smart disk as Logan heads to an outpost town called Scar to wait out the coming storm. He heads to the bar and the bar lady points Logan out to a well-dressed man who's been looking for him. The man pays for Logan's drink and the bartender knows that he'll just keep annoying Logan until he listens to him. The man buys Logan a bottle of booze, offering to share it with him as Logan downs the entire bottle. The man wishes to have a moment of Logan's time, but Logan doesn't want him anywhere near him since things are about to get ugly. A bunch of large men confront Logan, demanding he hand over all of the skins and various treasures that he is known to have, since he always has something for the trader when they come to town. The men attack and Logan smashes the bottle over one of their heads and a chair on the other, using the broken chair legs to stab him in the chest. The man comes at Logan with a knife, but he breaks all of his fingers, making him drop it. The man he hit in the face with the bottle fires his gun blindly through the bar, as Logan grabs a saw from the wall and cuts the man's hand off. With the three men defeated, Logan quickly leaves, but the smartly dressed man follows him, telling him that he is desperate for Logan's help since someone has kidnapped his son and they are holding him for ransom. Elsewhere, the Predator begins its hunt, missing a deer with the smart disc but gets it on the second try. Not content with its skill, the alien keeps on hunting various creatures across the wilderness, soon spotting the smoke from a nearby Native American camp. Logan meanwhile agrees to go with the man, finding his name is Tucker, and he is a prospector whose son was kidnapped when he struck it big. So some unsavory characters took his boy and held him for ransom. Tucker was meant to meet the men in Scar in a few days, but he learned where they are holed up and wants to go with Logan to get his son back before they come to town. Logan and Tucker trudge their way through the blizzard as Logan thinks that he agreed to this because of his own past with his father and how he never got a proper childhood thanks to his mutation. Logan soon smells something as suddenly the horses throw the men from their backs, bolting into the blinding snow. Tucker asks what spooked them as Logan peers into a nearby forest, finding dozens of skinned people and animals. Tucker thinks that this is the men they are after who did this, since they are monsters, as the invisible Predator watches them from the trees above. Logan knows that these people were the Athabascans, and they were the only ones he actually liked, since they taught him how to forage and he thanked them by providing them meat every now and then. The duo find the cabin the men are holed up in and Logan pops his claws, rushing into the building as the Predator continues to follow them. Logan kicks the door down of the cabin and viciously kills his way through the men, demanding they tell him where the boy is. Suddenly, Logan is shot in the back by Tucker, who reveals that there never was actually any boy, and he's there to collect money these men were meant to collect for him from a railroad robbery, but decided to betray Tucker. Tucker tips his hat to the injured Logan, telling him he decided that he no longer needed these men. Suddenly, his head is disintegrated by the Predator's plasma caster as the Predator enters the cabin, mimicking Tucker's words from before about how everyone is a killer and a monster. Logan, healed from the bullet wound, attacks, slashing the Predator's neck and causing him to remove his helmet. Logan decides to carve the ugly off of the being, lunging at him, but the Predator uses its spear to break Logan's bone claws, running him through with the spear. Logan manages to get outside the cabin as the Predator begins to patch up its bleeding neck wound with its med pack. Logan pulls the spear from its stomach, screaming as the Predator does so too as they both begin to heal from their wounds. The Predator gives chase after Logan, firing its plasma caster at him and throwing the smart disc, catching Logan in the leg with it. Logan leaps off of a cliff and down towards the cave where he stores his gear, but the predator cuts him off. Suddenly, the bear from inside the cave grabs the predator, biting and scratching him across the helmet before pulling him into the cave. Logan celebrates his win, taking the opportunity to remove the smart disc from his leg, knowing that nothing makes him feel more alive than the taste of death. Logan keeps the smart disc and heads back into the forest, thinking that the battle is over, as later the predator emerges from the cave, the bear's decapitated head in its claws. Many years later in the South American jungle, Wolverine, now part of Team X, infiltrates the jungle and makes their way to their target. Logan gets the scent of blood as they reach the guerrilla force they were sent to neutralize before they can start a coup. The team move through the camp, but Logan finds that none of the men are alive and some have actually been skinned alive. Suddenly, Cruel is hit by a steel net which begins to tighten around him, chopping him into pieces as out in the jungle, the predator that hunted Logan many years prior returns. This time it has reinforcements.